Alright, so I developed a mobile application for my teacher and I ended up releasing it on the Play Store. So yeah, basically in this video I'm actually going to show you the process of programming an application, like from the idea to actually releasing it to the Play Store. So yeah, the first thing obviously is the idea, how it went, and what is the application for, what are its requirements, and what does it do. So basically it's a mobile application for teachers to automate the workflow. Basically they need to keep track of their students, so basically I wanted to make an application to be more easier. Well, everything started like 4 months ago. I was in class talking about programming with my friend, my maths teacher showing our chat. Basically we started talking to each other about programming, and basically I told her that I do mobile applications, and basically she said, oh, I would like to have a mobile application where I can do this. It will be really helpful for me, so I don't need to do this, and that's how it went, right? And it was pretty simple application to do. Basically, I said yes that I was going to do it, and yeah, that's how everything started. So basically, what the application does? Well, basically, it's, as I said, it's an app for teachers to automate the workflow. So basically, she wanted to keep track of their students' data, like numeric nodes and attendance. That's it. Basically, I needed to create courses, and because she has like multiple courses and she adds students, right? Basically, for each student, I need to add numeric nodes, take the average from them. So then at the end of the year or at half of it, she can send the qualifications of those numeric nodes. For example, if you have like 7 and 8 and 9, the average will be equals to 8. That's pretty easy to do in programming, to take the average from some nodes. So yeah. And then basically to take attendance, it's going to be like a screen where you just click P or A if the student's present or absent. And yeah, basically then take automatically the percentage of attendance of that student. For example, if there were like 10 total classes and the student assisted 7, he will have, or she will have 70%, right? So basically that's the overall functionality. There's nothing too much else. There's some little things that you will see as I'm actually explaining how I coded everything. So basically the first thing that I did the next day after talking with my teacher was I started making like a prototype on how the application is going to be and how it's going to look. So basically the main idea is to have like a homepage, which basically there's going to be all the courses listed, right? So basically you can go click in one course and it's going to take you to another screen where you're actually going to see all the information of that course, all the students, numeric notes, attendance, all that stuff, right? So basically I need to add a database to my application. And so basically adding the database, I was going to use SQL. Basically it's going to be working locally on the device, and yeah, basically I watched a YouTube tutorial on how to settle down the database, and yeah, and started coding all that stuff. I created the tables. I also created a diagram, which basically it's really simple. Since the application is really simple, I wasn't going to do something really complicated. I just need to make something quick and easy, right? Then after I have like the database settled down, I need to create some model classes. If you're a programmer and you worked with models, you will understand this part. But basically you need to create all of this code to actually have functionality between the UI and the database. And so yeah, once I have everything settled down, I can actually start adding functionality to my application and to add all the things that I want to add, right? So the first thing that I started adding was the ability to create courses. So it's really simple screen. You just type the name of the course and you just create the course, and that's it. And you have all your course listed. Then I actually make it to look a little bit better, and that's it, right? For each course, you're actually going to have like a little information like a number of students and also total classes. So yeah, then after that, I actually need to create this course page, which basically is the screen, as I said, where all the information of the course is displayed. So basically I need to add 2 buttons first, one button being the take attendance button and the other one being the add student button. Basically the add button, basically when you click it, a dialog opens and you can actually add students in like in a temporary list. Once all the students are added, you can click save, and that's it, all your students are saved, right? Then after that, I actually needed to create also the take attendance page. So basically I went to that screen and I actually added all the buttons to it, and basically I added a little bit of functionality. Yeah, take attendance pretty simple. There's like present or absent, and you just click if that student's present or absent. Obviously, if you press wrong, you can go back and do it again. And for example, if that student doesn't belong anymore to that course, for example, teacher, I don't know, Fulanito changed to another school, so he doesn't belong here anymore. And basically, she can go, oh, okay, I'm going to click done sixth, and it's going to be deleted. That's it. It's pretty easy. And that was the take attendance screen, and then we needed to basically went back to the homepage, and basically I also needed to like delete and modify the name of the course, right? Because yeah, it's pretty, because I wanted to delete some course and I couldn't. So basically I added that functionality. I added three dots to the left, no, sorry, to the right, and basically you click it and you have two buttons: one to change the name of that course, another button to delete that course. So basically I coded those two things. Basically you click change name, you get directed to another screen, you change the name, blah blah blah, and to delete the course, a dialog opens up and you need to type confirm in capital letters to actually confirm that you want to delete that course. I want to do it this way because imagine like clicking, I don't know, for an error to time the screen, and it's like something like more about me to actually add this functionality. But yeah, let's go back also, and then I started adding the table functionality, which basically I wanted to display all the information of the course like in a table view. Basically it's going to be like an Excel, and it's going to look pretty nice. So basically the first thing I started doing was creating like a course box, which basically is going to display all the students' data. The first thing was basically creating like the name container, which is going to be displayed, and then actually two more stuff, which is the average and the percentage of the attendance. Basically for each student you're actually going to see the average, numeric nodes, its name, and also the percentage of attendance, and that's it. It's pretty simple. Then I actually started programming with the table functionality. So yeah, basically the first thing that I did was researching which widgets I was going to use, and I came up with using two widgets. The first one being the table widget, and the other one being the zoom widget. I don't know exactly how it's called, but basically you can zoom in or zoom out into the table and to basically look at good. So I started experimenting a little bit, I started seeing how it works, and yeah, basically once I had set it down, I started adding functionality. So basically when you go to the course page, all the information is being displayed. So basically the first column you're going to have all the students' data. Basically it's going to have, for each student there's going to be like one of these course blocks, and then basically at the right you will have like all the other stuff, like if they were present or absent, and the dates, and basically everything. So yeah, basically that's it. I added the tail functionality, but then I started thinking like it's pretty big if you have like, I don't know, 30 students and like 100 classes, for example, and you have like a really big table, and it would be really difficult to manage sometimes. It will be pretty easy to have like a list view button, so that's what I did. I created a little button at the bottom right corner. When you click it, you get all the same information of the table but in a list view, so you can scroll and see all your students in other way. So basically then I needed to create a student page. So basically the first thing that I did was basically creating the functionality to add numeric nodes and to actually delete them. So yeah, basically, and there's two buttons, add notes, and dialog opens up. Then you can delete all the notes if you have too many, and then you have like a list view of all the nodes, and you can add infinite number of nodes. And then after that, you also have the average on the right, where it's each taken out automatically based on the nodes. And so yeah, then below that I had like the text notes part, which you can basically add text notes to each student specifically. So yeah, basically I added all of that also. And then below the text notes you have the statistics, and where you can see basically the attendance percentage of the student and which classes he assisted and which not. And then after that you have the actions, where basically you can I don't know, change the name of the students, delete it. That's it. It's pretty easy. It took me some days to actually go off this. I'm actually saying pretty quickly, but yeah. And then after all of that, I went back to the course page. Basically, I started like adding some other stuff. I started making the application to work a little more better, to solve some bugs that I was actually seeing. Started testing it out, and the application was actually pretty nice to go. Alright, sorry for the audio. I'm recording with the camera, but yeah, basically I'm about to finish this app. I need to implement some other stuff, but all the basic functionality is done. Alright, so basically that was me 2 months ago, which was pretty happy about finishing the application. But yeah, basically I needed to add two more functionalities, basically, which I thought it was going to take me a day or two, but it took me 2 months. Well, basically I went into like a trip, a college party thing in my country that's called Viaje egresados. Sorry for the Spanish. Basically, it took me like 22 days. It was a lot. And then I started procrastinating a lot, and I wasn't doing the thing. But I actually finished the application. I did the backup page and the validation page, which basically was two functionalities. The first one, the validation page, it was a screen where you actually enter a code so you can actually use the application. So the idea wasn't actually releasing the application to the Play Store. It was going to be exclusively for my teacher, and I was going to share the APK for her. And then basically I started thinking that this information is pretty important. Basically, if her phone gets stolen or gets broken or something bad happens to her phone, all the information that it saves locally gets lost, which is actually pretty important. That's it, right? I need to create a backup functionality to it. So basically, I created a page or a screen, how you wanna call it, where you can actually back up all your information. Basically, you can configure the automatic backup. So basically, for each amount of days, you can actually generate a backup. For example, for each 7 days, I want to generate a backup of all my files. Basically, when you generate the backup, and the screen pops up where it says like generating backup, and you need to wait some time. If you have more data, then more time it's going to take, but usually it doesn't take too much. And basically, two files are being generated that you can share or save into the cloud, Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, whatever thing you want to save. Basically, one file being an Excel file and the other one being like a .gbridge file that I created for my application, which you then can go in the same screen, which is the options page or the backup page, how you want to call it, and you can go and upload that file that you just have backed up. So basically, if, you can actually migrate your data to another device. So for example, you change to a new phone, you want to have all the data, you can actually generate a file and then upload it to your other phone for this. The validation page, at the end of the day, I'm not going to use it because I was going to actually publish it to the Play Store. It's going to be free to everyone. Then actually I added like a drawer, so basically I had more options which are not too much important. I did like the account screen, which basically you enter and it says coming soon, because there's no accounts, email, password, functionalities in your application. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then basically I did like the terms and conditions, the social page, which basically you can follow me if you want to. Then the other functionality is the help page. You can go and get help on how to use Gabbage. Basically explain to you how it works, even though it's a pretty simple app. I wanted to make like a help page, or I don't know, a guide page. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, that was it, right? So yeah, then after that, I basically finished the app. I was pretty happy. Yeah, everything was good. I also, sorry, I added an onboarding page. So basically, if this is the first time that you enter the application, you get like a welcome screen, and basically tells you what you can do, what yeah you can do, and that's it. There's nothing too much to say. Yeah, then after that, I actually presented this application to school, and there's like a showcase in my school once a year where all the students show their projects or things that they have been doing. So basically, I showed this personal project. I made like kind of like a structure where I was going to show the application. Yeah, people actually were pretty interested. They asked me how it works. Yeah, I don't have images or videos too much, but yeah, everything was pretty good. I also make a video talking about that, but I'm not going to put it in here because it's not necessary. But yeah, everything was pretty good so far. And yeah, then I published the application on the Play Store. I'm still being reviewed. So basically, I hope that in the description when you see this video, the application is available. So yeah, and that's it. That was the video. Hope you like it, guys. It took me a lot of time to actually make this application, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy about what I made, even though all the difficulties. Yeah, I actually didn't take this really seriously. It was more like fun application stuff, which took me a lot of time because all the things I'm working with. But yeah, and also because I procrastinated a lot, not only this project, a lot in other projects. But yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you like it. Hope you can download the application and test it out and give like a review, stuff like that. It will help me a lot. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button. Like YouTubers say, smash like button. No, I'm joking. Yeah, then if you want to subscribe, you can do that. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, or your mom dies. The next, alright, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I see you in the next one, and yeah, goodbye.